Right guys, welcome back to the channel. So we've got a 2012 CRV 3 Series here, diesel, 2.2 diesel. You'll know them as 2.4 in America. And what we're going to do, firstly we're going to replace this diesel filter. So we've got the filter here, and so what we need to do first is we're going to take these two clamps off here. It's an 8mm bolt there to take these off till I loosen them. Okay, so for a bit of wiggle room, what we've got to do then is, you can see the clamps down here, 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 and there's one just there, and we're going to just pop them off. This is the, you need to remove the air box first. Flathead screwdriver's pretty handy as well. So we'll get them four off, and then we'll start to wiggle. We can start to wiggle then this air box free, and then we'll actually take the clamps off. Great guys, so these are actually, these down here are actually lugs, so we don't snap them off. I forgot to tell you that one. So them down there are lugs. So what we're going to do first then is, we've got the other two off down here. We're going to slide this off like that, and firstly we'll take off this sensor here. All right, pop that out of the way, just make sure that don't get caught or damaged. That's it. So we'll get both hands on there and try and screw that off there. Lovely, smashing stuff. So we can pop that out the way. You can actually take it off here as well if you want, but I think we'll have enough room there to wiggle this box off and out. Be nice actually if we can just take that out there. So along long nose screwdrivers, the needle nose screwdriver, needle nose pliers are be good, just to pop that out so we don't break anything. Right guys, so some needle nose on there. Pop that wee thing out there. That's it. Pop it out the way. Not on anything hot. Engine's quite hot. We've just been driving here, and then we'll try and pop that box out. We have to be very careful. We actually probably going to have to remove this and kind of get this, up we go, just here, and just kind of get that out of the way if you can. That box, that's it, come up from there, and carefully get that out, just wangle that out of there. That's it. So then we've got your filter. We're going to have this filter out here. We're going to put a new filter in there anyway, so that's fine. Put that out the way. And then what we've got to do, this bottom box here, there's a couple of bolts in there. You'll see them down here. It may be the lugs that you just pop off. I'm not sure. We've certainly got a bolt just there. So we'll take this bolt out there. That looks like it's an 8 as well, but we'll see. Just try, it might be a 10 actually, but we'll try that. There. Okay. That's a 10. So we'll get the 10 ratchet. Right guys, so what we're going to do, we'll get this 10mm bolt off just here, get the thing right off and out. I think the other 2 points down there, I think they're actually like lugs. Get that out there. No, still tight. So I'll get that one away and I'll actually put it just here, and then we'll get this airbox. Oh, we've actually got, if you can see just here, we've actually got this pipe as well that goes to the bottom of the airbox, and we need to slide that off as well to get this off. Ready, Ross? Okay. Pull this out, yeah. This just here, I've tried to get this out, but I'm not confident it's going to come out without breaking anything, so I'm just going to leave it on and we'll just ease them lugs out of there. And then I'm going to ease this pipe off with a flathead. Ease that off if we can. It'll come steady. Guys, so I'm actually, to get better access, I'm going to take this bottom pipe off here. I'm just slacking that off, probably slacking it a wee bit more as well. That's a bit more, and ease that one off there. Okay, so put that out the way. Put that out the way down here. And then we'll see if we can get this pipe off just here, and the job should be made easier. Right. Again, just pull that. I'm going to try and ease this thing out here. Try and ease that out there. Takes a bit of doing, guys. Just takes a bit of time, a bit of wangling, and yeah, just takes a little bit of time. I'll get a couple of flatheads in there and get. Right, guys, so we've had to pull this out from here, like goes on a wee lug just there. I can't quite, and I daren't pull this off. I don't know what's going to happen there. So we've carefully got in there and we've prized it off here. Prized it off of here. And what we're going to do, there's lots of like little things in the way there. So we're just going to get them out of the way, and then we'll ease this box out. So you've just got to be very careful of this plug here. I wish I knew how to get that out properly, but I'm not going to break anything at this stage. Okay, so we'll just ease that out. Try and ease that out carefully. Get these things out of the way. And again, we'll just wiggle that out. We'll show you, we'll get back to you once we wiggle this out. Nice and careful here. And there. Guys, so we've got this airbox off. We're just going to get a little blast out with the airline. We'll give it a blast out with the airline first, and just make sure all the crap's out of there. If you've not got an airline, just blow the thing out of there, you know. So that's fine. That airbox can go down and out of the way. Let's put that out of the way. So next job is to remove the inlet pipe for the diesel. This is the inlet pipe here, and it's a 10mm bolt there, so we'll get that off. You can use a 10mm spanner, or if you can get in with a wrench. I just got in with a wrench, but I think we'll use the spanner just so we don't damage the pipes at the side of it. That airbox took some wangling out of there, by the way, so you just have to be persistent. Just take it easy, and it'll eventually come. Just watch you don't break anything, especially this thing just here. Right guys, so the bolt's off there. That's loose. What you can do is get yourself quite a thin flathead as well, if you like, and just try and ease it off really carefully. Pushing that off, and I'm just turning it as I'm pushing it. Remember, there's a seal in there, so just be careful that you don't compromise that. So that's that one off. You can see there's a seal here. You can renew it if you want. That looks okay, so I'm just going to leave it. All I'm going to do, pop this diesel inlet pipe. We'll just get it out of the way. Probably get a bit of rag around it or something like that, just to stop it from leaking. Right guys, so next job, that's off. We've put some rag around that. We've just put it out of the way so it's not leaking. You've like got a protection plate just here, like a little casting. 2 bolts on it, 10mm here and there. This one's pretty easy. This one here is going to take a little bit of doing. You're going to kind of do a little quarter turns or 1/8 turns to get it off. It's a bit of a bummer, but you'll eventually get that off, and then we'll show you. Okay, so the bolts are out of that plate. Take that off there, and we'll pop that out of the way. Just going to give a little wipe up of that spilled diesel there, just so it doesn't hinder us getting that off. Okay, so what we need, what we've got here on these ones, everything uses like a fluted socket, I would say. This one, that's for the oil, and that's a 14 flute. These little things here, 14 flutes. This is a 15 flute that we need for the diesel. So we're going to get that, and it will go on there like that, guys. Make sure it's on really nice and snug there, and then we're going to get in a ratchet, and we'll get that. I don't know whether that's 3/8 or 1/2 inch. I think it's 3/8, and we'll get a 3/8 we'll get a 3/8 driver on top of there, and we'll take that off in a second. Right guys, so we've got the flute on there, we've got the 3/8 square in there, and we're just going to carefully push down on it and ease it out. Sometimes a wee bit tight. Okay. So a wee bit tight, but it's coming. Remember to get a bit of rag as well, because when you take the top off, you're going to lose a bit of diesel out of there. Okay. So we'll get that really loosened, and then we'll show you the inside of that. Okay, so we've got a lot of rag around that there. When we take this off, you'll see inside, but don't drop any crud in there. We don't want the diesel system clogging up. Okay, just take that off. We'll take that off. Pull that up there, and you'll see the filter. So I'll just take that out. Take that out. You see how crappy that filter is there, and you just pull it off like that. Okay. Okay, right guys, so we've got that out. We're going to put the new diesel filter in there. So you can see, just pull that off. Pull that off, you see that there? That there goes into the top of that. So we'll just put that on that rag there, and we'll get the new one. Maybe a little clean with a rag just inside here. Just inside this lip, just there, that'll do. Alright, lovely, yeah. We'll get the new filter. Okay. We've got a new sealer for here as well. We'll get that sealer on first, and then we'll get that. In there. Okay, so we're going to take this large O-ring off. We've got a new O-ring that came with a filter, so we're going to pop that on.
Hey guys, excuse me.
Right guys, so we'll get a little bit of diesel around there. The guy was shouting, wanting to find out where an address was, so a bit inappropriate, but anyway. So new O-ring is on right here, and then we've got the just a little bit of diesel out of the pump there, just to put round there. Okay, just to make sure it fits really nicely. So we're going to get our new filter in there. We've got a wee end thing on there, and I suggest once that's off, I suggest we just get another little bit of diesel and just give it a little, give it a little wipe round there, and then we'll fit it into our housing there. Put it in, give it a good old push, and screw at the same time if you want. Okay, I think that's in really nicely. So we're going to get this one back in. The flute is still on there. It might take a little bit of wangling to get it off because it's quite tight, but we'll get that one in. So we'll get that in pretty tight, but what we have to remember is the inlet on that as well. So we'll just make sure that when we tighten it off, there's enough room to put the, you know, the pipe onto it. Right, Ross? Loot off of there. I'll give that a bit of a wipe there. Right. It's looking alright. Did it come off? Oh. You want that bigger one? This should be. Yep. Right, guys, so that's now off, the flute's off. This is tightened up really nicely. You can see the inlet that I'm talking about that's here to this, to the pipe. Now, make sure that you put the protection, the cast housing back on first, because what I did last time, I put the inlet in and then I tried to get the other one on, and you can't get to this far bolt here. So make sure you do that first before you put the pipe on last. Good. I'm just going to get this. We've got the this plate on again. I'm actually going to put a bit of rag just in front of this hole here, the inlet, and I'm just going to spray a bit of parts cleaner just to get rid of that diesel. Okay. Clean all that off there. Good. That's fine. We're going to get our hose back on here. That is actually looking okay. Alright, so we'll put that one back and we'll get that back in there. And make sure you push it in nicely. Push that in there. Good. These things always tended to be left-hand jobs, which is great for left-handed people. I'll just put that bolt back in there. Try not to drop it. Unfortunately, I'm not a left-handed person. Get the bolt back in. We'll take it up finger tight as far as we can. Make sure that nothing's cross-threaded, and then we'll get it tightened up in a second. There. Right, guys, so we got the inlet pipe on, snugged up nicely. What I did give it a little spray again with some parts cleaner and just wiped it off. What we're going to do now, we're going to go and start the car up, and we're going to watch out for any leaks. Now, what you need to do before you actually start the engine, what you need to do is put the put the ignition on a couple of times. Okay, make sure it's out of gear. So just put it on and you'll hear on off, back on. You'll hear the pump come on, and then that'll fill up. I don't know, 3-4 times is fine. Okay, and then we're just going to start her up. It just makes sure that the little reservoir well there is full up. Okay, guys, so that's running. I just want to check there. I want to check that there's no leaks in there. Everything's on. I can't see anything leaking at all there. So that's really good. So what we're going to do is turn the engine off. We'll get the airbox back on, and then we'll put a new air filter in and get everything back. Okay, so airbox is back in. Took a bit of wangling in there, guys. I'll tell you, you just got to be persistent with that. Bottom pipe is on there, bolts in there, and the wee lugs at the side down there, make sure that they're pushed into that. Next job, while we're at it, is air filter. You could see the old air filter, what we took out. And that's the state of it. That's the state of it. Oops. To the new one. So you can see a difference. Okay, so we'll get this new air filter in. Just look at the shape. Put the new air filter in. And then we'll get the box on. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but I find if you put it in this way and go like that, get rid of that old air filter. I kind of find I really need two hands for this. So, right guys, so I find that it's best to come like down here and try and wangle it in that way. Remember, you've got these lugs at the back here. Make sure that the lugs go in nicely into there, like that. Push it right back before you get your clips back on. Clip that one there. Clip that one there, and you've got to get the one at the front as well. Okay, so we've got the pipe back on. Now you'll find with these pipes, if you look right there, there's like a little locating lug that it goes into. Same on this end here, and then you've got this like thing that comes over there and squeezes in between this clamp. So we got that. Last job to do is to get this sensor back on and to put that into there. Okay. Yeah. Click that back on. Pop that little retaining bit into there, and that's absolutely fine, guys. So that's how to replace the diesel filter on 3 Series Honda CRV. Bit of a Bit of a to-do, just, you know, bit finicky at some stages, but you know, you can get it done. Much cheaper than what you're gonna get to garage as well. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll post videos when I can, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.